This is how you can do Facebook dynamic product ads for WordPress posts. So not products or something else, your normal WordPress blogs. But first, what's the deal with dynamic ads? Well, dynamic ads automatically promote your content, targeting people that are most likely to convert. They are highly effective, using all the power of Facebook's AI. But there's a big problem. Dynamic ads are for products only. Normally, you cannot promote simple WordPress blogs or posts. Of course, there is a solution, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to do it. This is what you need for dynamic ads. Number one, a Facebook product catalog. Number two, specific pixel events and parameters. These are ViewContent, ViewCategory, AddToCart, and purchase. And the parameters are content type, which must be product, and content IDs. And the final step, Facebook ads promoting catalog sales. I'm going to show you each step and explain some things about them. As you can see, these steps are e-commerce specific. You probably are familiar with them if you have an e-commerce site like WooCommerce or something else. But in this video, you'll learn how to adapt them for WordPress posts, normal WordPress content. I will upload the content of this demo website into a product catalog. I'm in my catalog manager. To get here, you need to open your business manager, click on this top menu, and click on catalogs under assets. I will create a new catalog. I will select e-commerce products, create catalog, and I will use a feed to upload my content. You have to click on this option here, use bulk upload. Select this one. And there is a field where you have to paste the feed URL. Now, the feed is created with a dedicated plugin that we have. Let me show it to you. It's called WordPress feed for dynamic ads. It's really easy to use. I will create a new feed with the default settings. Okay, copy feed URL, go back and paste. Next, next, next. It will take a few moments to upload all the products. Facebook is not really fast. I have just 6 demo blogs with no real content. It's just some dummy text. To see the content, you have to click on products here, and you need to refresh your page. Okay, so now we have the content uploaded. There is one more thing you have to do. You have to connect your pixel to the catalog. So you click here on Events Data Sources, connect tracking, and you have to select the pixel that it's sending data from your website. Back to the products. As you can see, they are not looking great. The images are not nice. Titles maybe are not very convincing, but there are ways to improve this. And I'm going to show you how you can use the feed plugin to improve your content. Back to the website, open your blogs, edit one of them, scroll down, and we have this dedicated section here. You can remove the product from every feed, and you can add a custom title and a custom description. You can select Google taxonomy if you want to, but the thing that is really useful, you can select two different images. One for single ads, let's say this one, and one for carousel ads, let's say this one. Update. Okay, now back to the feed plugin. When you create or when you edit the feed, let's create a new one. I will create a new feed. Okay, you have these options here. Let's explain how custom titles work. You have this checkbox. If it's checked, the feed will use the custom title if there is a custom title for a blog. If there is no custom title, it will look for the next checked option. In this case, it's blog's title. So if we uncheck this, the custom title will be ignored, and the feed will just use the normal title of your blog. As you can see, the plugin works with Yoast SEO. If there is a Yoast title for Facebook, it will be used. If there is a Yoast SEO title, that one will be used. The same things for description. If there is a custom description, that's what's going to go into the feed. If there is none, you will have just a part of the content of your blog. Similarly for images, this is something interesting, smart tags. I will put here 3. The plugin will add this tag, recent post, to your last blogs. So basically your last, in this case, 3 posts will have a recent tag added in the custom label 0 field. And I'm going to show you how to use that to create product sets. So let me just save this new feed. Okay, copy the URL, and now I will replace the old one in the product catalog. Go here. Okay. Upload now. Remove the old feed and replace. I'll add a new URL and save and request update. Okay. Here we go. So the product that we modify later has the custom title, has the custom image, it looks better already, and it has the custom description. Okay, this is how you can improve the way your catalog data looks. Now, the next thing I'm going to show is how to create a product set for your most recent products. You can go here, product sets, create product set, select custom label 0 and recent. Okay. And the product set will have my most recent 3 blog posts, because only those have the specific tag. So now we have the catalog ready. You already know how to improve your data, how to add custom titles, custom descriptions, and better images if you need to. You know how to create the product set if you want to. The next thing you have to do is to fire a set of specific events. So when you do dynamic ads, you need to set a specific events fired on your content. These events are view category, view content, add to cart, and purchase. Those are e-commerce specific events, so usually it's very hard to fire them on a normal blog website, or normal blog or post. But we've added a very interesting option inside PixelYourSite, both free and pro, so it works with both versions. And you have these events configured just a few clicks. I'm going to show you how it works. Go inside PixelYourSite, dashboard, look for this section here. And here are the events. You just have to turn them on and save settings. Now, these events, pretty simple. The view content is fired when you visit a blog page. View category is fired when you open a category page. Add to cart is fired on page scroll. By default is 50%, but you can change this. So basically, when you scroll a blog, the add to cart will fire. And purchase, this is very useful, has a few triggers. Scroll, like 90% here, but also comment. So if you add a comment, you can fire this event. And click on CSS selector. Basically, you can say, if someone clicks on this element, this will fire a purchase event. I will show you this later on, but for now, let's see how the default triggers work on this demo website. This is a category page. I'm going to refresh it. And we have the view category with content IDs. And these IDs match the IDs from your product catalog. This is how matching works. Now let's open a blog post. Again, we have view content. We scroll the page and we have the add to cart. And if we scroll more, we have the purchase event fired. You can see a warning because we don't send currency. It's not really important. It will not affect your ads. Now, let's change the trigger for the purchase event and use user comments. So we refresh this page. We scroll down. So we now don't have the purchase event because we need a comment. And we have purchase. Nice. And now let me show you the most useful trigger for the purchase event. Let's say you have a newsletter or a webinar that you promote on every single blog from your website. It will look something like this. And you want to fire the event every time someone subscribes to your newsletter or for your webinar or anything. You want to fire an event on this button right here. This is your newsletter sign up. The idea is to look for the button classes or IDs and to use them as the event trigger. It's relatively easy. You can use your browser console. And I already have an ID added to this button. It's called newsletter. Copy this ID. Depending on how you implement buttons and stuff for your website, you probably have a way to add specific classes or ID for every button. This is a bit technical, but believe me, it's not very, very complicated. So I'm going back to the Pixel plugin, and I will change the trigger for this. I already have it added right here. Basically, it's an ID named newsletter. Okay, save. And this time, let me close the console. This time, I refresh the page, and the purchase event is fired when I add my email to the newsletter. Okay. Again, we will have everything that we need, like content ID, everything that we need to use this event for dynamic product ads. So this is very easy. You can simulate e-commerce events for normal WordPress content. You just have to use PixelYourSite and you are set to go with it. The last thing you need to do is to start running ads. I will show you the basic steps. This is not a tutorial about how to create Facebook ads, so it will be minimal. But there's something you have to remember in a minute. You must run ads optimized for conversion catalog sales. Make sure you select the catalog that contain your blogs. So the one that we created early on. Okay, 500, it's a bit too much, but I will not run these ads. These are just so I can show you what you need. You can promote all your products or blogs from the catalog or just a set. You remember we have a set with the most recent 3 blogs. I will promote everything. And now, ideally, you should, for this kind of campaign, you should not retarget people that already have been to your blogs, but you must find new prospective customers, so new readers, essentially. Again, I will not run these ads, are just a demo. WordPress. Okay. So this is the part that I wanted to show you. You can optimize the ads delivery for things like clicks on the ads, but also conversion events. And this is very nice because you remember we have events like ViewContent, which is a blog visit. We have AddToCart, which is basically someone scrolls the blog. So there is some interest there. And we have purchase with 3 triggers: scroll, comment, and click on anything. So if you want to optimize your ads for newsletter signups, you can do it. If you promote a webinar, you can optimize these ads for webinar signups and so on. So this can be really, really powerful. Optimizing for the e-commerce simulated events that I show you on step 2, these can make the whole difference. Okay. Now, another thing that you must do is to remove the price. By default, Facebook will add this price here. You don't need it. You don't have a real price for your blogs, so you can add something else, or you can leave it empty. You can use dynamic data from your catalog. For example, I can simply add here the description. Okay, so now you know how to do dynamic ads for your blog content. But who can benefit from such a strategy? Basically, any business that has a blog. If you have content on your WordPress, you can do it. The idea is to use it at the top of your funnel, right in the beginning. Target interest-based audiences or large lookalikes that you already have. Make your voice known, build newsletters, promote webinars, offer free stuff. Another thing that you can do is to create audiences, custom audiences for people reading your posts and retarget them with offers. So this is just, the beginning is to promote your content and then to retarget people that responded to the ads. Another thing that you should do is to create lookalikes based on your blog's readers. Now, engagement is important, so you want to start this lookalike not from the ViewContent event, which is just a simple visit of your post, but from the AddToCart or even the purchase event. I'm actually talking about the events fired on your blogs. So you remember we have an AddToCart that can be triggered at 50% of the page. So this is an event that represents engagement. It's not just a visit. That person was interested in your content. So think of creating lookalikes for these kind of people and then target them with ads. It can be a winning strategy. But of course, you want to adapt this to your own needs, and like everything related to Facebook ads, experiment. This is it. This is the end of my training. You can now start to do dynamic ads for your WordPress content. Thank you.